Hey, everybody, welcome back. And here's the funny thing. We're going to do something a little bit different today because, well, I'm not in the studio. I'm out here in Chelan again, kind of relaxing. As you can see, it's a little bit of snow. But anyway, so here's the funny thing. Everybody's talking about the market. There's a lot of mixed information. It's going up, it's going down. Conforming limits, well, those are changing. They're getting better. And even though one of the questions is they're saying, hey, we've seen some of the slowest growth for real estate values and sales since 2012, but we're raising loan limits. Why would they do that? We're going to get into that. Hang on. Okay, so when we talk about loan limits, what we're talking about is conforming loan limits. And that's where you will have people that will get a loan and they'll say, oh, hey, I'm going to put 5%, 20% down. And you're either conforming, and in this circumstance, it's going to be below 832,000. And in a lot of areas, it's going to be up in the millions. I think we're like a little over $1 million. We might be cresting up to about 1.1. But we're right in there. That's our conforming, and it's based on the average home value in certain areas. So as an example, in our area, King County, Snohomish, and Pierce, those will have typically higher, loan amounts. But if we talk about Ponderay, if we talk about Pacific or Okanagan, even parts of Wenatchee, or even Chelan County, right? Those are going to be lower because they don't have as high of an average home price. Okay, demographics definitely play into that. And it just depends on what that rate is because, you hear about conforming, then you hear about jumbo and things like that. FHA, VA, USDA, those all come into play with that. And so that is the important part. So if we come over here, we take a look at it, it says conforming loan limits rise to 832,000. Okay. Basically, as we take a look at this, we can see from our chart here that, hey, in 2019, just before that big upswing, it was kind of doing a little bit of dip, not going up, not going down, kind of flat-ish. And then, of course, the big rise there, that's your 2020 through 2022. The dip is 2023. 2024 is that rise. And then, of course, you see where things start to fall off just a little bit as we talk about actual sales volume itself. Now, here's the funny thing. When we talk about it, these guys are saying, yeah, listen, we're seeing a modest at best improvement, which is no different than what we talked about. 2024 and 2025, very much the same. 2026, it's so funny because there's so many different reports out there. Our personal shake on the whole thing, 2026 is going to be a little bit better. And we feel that way because, rates should continue in a downward trend, even though the Feds are meeting in December, as long as, they don't do something crazy as far as doing a significant drop, meaning more than 0.25%, which I'm not even sure they're going to do a quarter. Rates will continue to head in a positive direction. And if you go back a year ago and you take a look at our reporting and whatnot, you'll see, hey, you know what? Everything we've said so far, spot on. In fact, you can go back a lot of years. So the good news is this is pretty accurate information that you get in real time every single week. All right. So if we pop back here and we take a look at our headlines, look at that. So again, upper left are conforming, but on the upper right, it's red this week. Yeah, and that's because on Friday, rates actually bumped up 0.02, just enough to turn it red. Otherwise, it would still stay green. Bottom left, again, builders slashing some prices. There's a lot of, it's just super interesting. So I've been talking to a lot of builders. We've been, going through a lot of different things, as far as trends and everything else. And everybody's saying the same thing. Hey, you know what? We're seeing, the market is doing well. We've had to adjust some pricing. We're still offering incentives. Everything is looking really good, all things considered. I mean, it is definitely not the debacle that we saw, in years prior. And everybody says, you know what? Hey, their biggest competition is not the market. It's not the market at all. The biggest competition for these guys are resales. Homes, what we call homes that come back on the market, pre-owned homes. There we go. We'll call them pre-owned homes. I don't want to say used. It's not like a car, but pre-owned home. So you have pre-owned homes, and that is their biggest challenge because they've had a bump in activity. But understand, when we talk about a bump in activity, it's not massive. It's not like some of the other areas. It's not massive. It's a modest amount of growth. But when we take a look at this, lowest rates, since October, and we're seeing, a lot of that happen. So when we take a look at the Freddie, look at this. A year ago, we were at 7.04 and we're at basically 6.23. We're 0.58%. We're at a little more than 0.5% lower today than where we were at before. That's a great thing. You might be saying, George, that's actually 3/4. No, the 7.04 is where the peak is. And actually, when we talk about December actually went down. It came up in January. That's when everybody was freaking out about the, hey, we're going to hit 8%. And people, come to me, George, we're going to hit 8%. It's going to be mayhem. I'm like, we're not going to go up to 8%. I do not foresee that at all. My videos even said that, and we didn't even come close, thankfully. But here's the thing. I do see us seeing better rates as we go through. Hopefully the feds, I just need them to stay the course so that you guys get better pricing so we can possibly dip down into the lower five or upper fives. It will be brief, but I think it will happen, and then we'll pop back up again. Anyway, so if we come back here and we take a look at what's going on week over week, nothing has changed. Time on market is pretty much the same. List to sales price is pretty much the same. Where we see the difference is right here in this. Okay, so let's be just real here. Here's the thing. This is seasonally normal. You can see right up there says new listings. The average of the last 7 days, 215. And you're used to seeing, 800, 900, 1,200 homes, depending on the summer and the spring. And we're like 215. What? You got to be joking. Yeah, it's 215 homes, seasonally normal. That is 100% normal. Do not panic when you see that. And if we look at the full chart, look at that, 753 pended. Again, 100% situation normal. That is exactly what we would expect to see seasonally. All right. Now, if you had any questions about that, again, go back to last year. Take a look at everything that happened. This is spot on. No big deal. Okay. And when we take into consideration, the actual chart itself, right? Here we go. So the price reductions, situation normal. Canceled and expired, situation normal. Nothing to worry about. I wouldn't expect anything different, only because it is seasonally normal and not everybody wants to sell their home during the holidays. Personally, it's the best time to sell your home. You get more quality buyers, serious buyers versus quantity buyers. Some of those looky-loos, but it is what it is. But a lot of folks don't like to do it. They want to relax for the holidays and whatnot, and situation normal. Again, remember, look, just tell us that you like it, hit the bell, leave us a comment. It helps the channel out, helps us. And it more importantly, it helps just everybody else get some solid information without any marketing. Truly appreciate it. Anyway, moving on. All right, let's take a look at the Northwest MLS. All right, here we go. So when we take a look at the numbers and year to year, year to date, month over month, and then of course we're going to compare last month also. Take a look at this. So our numbers actually, the center top chart actually is doing really well. That's not a problem at all. Actually, it's doing really well. Bottom chart in the green shows month over month. Again, even though our numbers are a little bit low on solds, okay, all things considered, seasonally normal. Expected our solds to be a little bit better, but on the chart on the right, that's month over month. That's the first time I've kind of seen this. Everything is down. Some of that has to do with just, buyer, fatigue, buyer weariness, whatever you want to call it. The buyers they're just kind of taking a little bit of a break. For sellers, again, that just means everybody that is out there, you got to make sure you're paying attention to them. For buyers, hey, look, sellers are going to be super motivated, within reason, okay, and everything else. So keep that in mind. Do I think it's a great time to buy? Absolutely. Interest rates are down low. We have good inventory. We don't have massive inventory, but we have good inventory, and everything is, looking good. When we take a look at the chart here, when we talk about average active price and average sold price, again, nothing has changed. We're up that 1.4, 1.5%. Everything is actually looking really good. Now, we head over into new construction. Okay, here's the thing. We have, again, we take a look at our charts, but new construction is each and every week. This is so funny. Each and every week, it's getting better. They're not getting worse. They're getting better. And that's actually awesome. Why? Well, because you see, if you've got your sales numbers are improving, and part of that is price, part of that are concessions over other things, and they're super motivated. And then you have buyers that are, hey, you know what? Rates are good. In fact, hey, here we go. We've got, some builders offering incentives, that are down in the 3 percentile. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Okay. Those are some townhomes in Seattle. Keep that in mind. Builders are very much willing to take a look at different things. But here's the thing. You got to be working with somebody who understands working with new construction. What are the hot points for builders, and how can you get more from them, but yet still, meet their needs? That's a unique skill. Make sure you're working with that right person. All right. So we come back here. When we take a look at and we dial this in a little bit bigger, you can see numbers are identical to last week. No big deal at all. Okay. So again, when we talk about the actual sales price, both of those numbers are heading in an upward trend. Again, I was a little surprised. I expected those to fall off, but both of them still doing incredibly well. So let's roll over into bank-owned homes. Here's the funny thing. Bank-owned homes, again, nothing earth-shattering at all, okay? We rolled out the numbers from the year to date. Basically, there were 59 homes more listed this year than last year, 62 more sales, and 87 more pended. And you might be saying, George, what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. I mean, that's 3/4 of Washington State. And that means that's peanuts. That's nothing. Situation normal. Those numbers are super, super low. And all things considered, banks will do paint, carpet, and vinyl. They get it back on the market, and they get their asking price. So if you're thinking that bank-owned home is going to give you a lot of incentives or a lot of discounts, not here. You might get it in other states, but you're not going to get it here. So just keep that in mind. So in the meantime, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Put some information down below. Hit that bell. Hit the subscribe button. 80% of you are new people coming to the site. Absolutely love that. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's get the information. And in the meantime, hope you guys had a fabulous Thanksgiving, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.